The Arizona Cardinals made another signing. They ended up signing Jonathan Joseph, ex-member of the Tennessee Titans. It seems like Joseph was just released and the Arizona Cardinals has scooped him up. Now in this video, we're going to talk about how I like this signing, as well as how worried I am about this DB group for the Arizona Cardinals moving forward. That's what we're going to talk about today, guys. Roll that intro. Guys, welcome back in. Now, like I mentioned in the intro, the Arizona Cardinals did make a signing, Jonathan Joseph, ex-member of the Tennessee Titans. Now, I'm happy that we ended up signing Jonathan Joseph. Now, the main reason why is because the Arizona Cardinals knows that we need DB help. Now that we found out Byron Murphy obviously is going through what he's going through right now, that's going to be missing this one game. Hopefully just this one game anyways. And also, word came out that Kirkpatrick is also listed as out for this game as well. So that's really concerning. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that are saying, good, Kirkpatrick should get cut. This is exactly what we want. It isn't exactly what we want. Honestly, right now, the Arizona Cardinals are going through, yes, Kirkpatrick isn't the best out there, but he's probably the best option we have available at the moment. Being that he's got that veteran leadership out there, I would rather him be available there on the team than being listed as out. That's really concerning to me as an Arizona Cardinal fan. Now, obviously, we're going to be rolling with Patrick Peterson, Devontae Bosby, as well as Kevin Peterson for the Arizona Cardinals versus the Miami game. Now, I did hear some rumblings that Prince might be available soon. Now, I didn't get the official word. If that's the case, definitely put it in the comments below. Let me know if Prince Amukamara will be playing this game against the Miami Dolphins, because honestly, we can definitely use his help. Going back to Jonathan Joseph here, I'm actually happy about the signing. The Arizona Cardinals knows that there is a need for the Arizona Cardinals to get some DB help. Now, this signing to me specifically, I think it's going to be completely based on his veteranship that he's had within the NFL. He's been with teams such as the Bengals, the Texans. I think he spent most of his career with the Texans, and he spent this last year with the Tennessee Titans. But he was just released by the Tennessee Titans along with Vic Beasley. Looking at Joseph's career stats, as far as 8 forced fumbles, 32 interceptions, 666 solo tackles, those numbers automatically scream wow to me. He had an amazing career within, the NFL, and I'm really excited for him, but I don't think he's playing to that level quite yet anymore. And he can definitely very well, surprise me. And obviously, if he comes over here and he kills it, then obviously I'm wrong, but I definitely think this is more of a depth type signing, because we do need the help, especially with Kirkpatrick out and Byron Murphy being out for sure this game. We don't know exactly if he's going to be gone for other games moving forward, but Jonathan Joseph was the latest acquisition for the Arizona Cardinals. We ended up signing here. Personally, I want to make a note here specifically because obviously the trade deadline was this past Tuesday, and there was not many moves, not just for the Arizona Cardinals, but the entirety of the NFL. It was pretty much just crickets. I don't know what was going on. Nobody wanted to make any moves. Now, I kind of get why nobody made any moves, because the whole salary cap situation, there's rumors out there that it's actually going to go down because of this whole situation that's going on with no fans. A lot of teams are losing revenue, which makes sense at the, the end of the day. So I think a lot of GMs were really worried to get that big time player because they don't want to have to pay them, this big lump sum of money if our cap goes down. So I think they were just being more cautious more than anything, which I get. But I thought this was a perfect opportunity for the Arizona Cardinals to get a DB for that help in the trade deadline. A player like, Stephon Gilmore was rumored everywhere to be a perfect fit somewhere. Now, there was word that came out that Patriots wanted to get a big lump sum for him, and we're talking about first round picks as well as players. So I think that was maybe a little bit too rich for Stephon Gilmore, and I think the Patriots ended up shooting themselves in the foot. Unless they wanted to keep him, then their plan absolutely worked. But I think that if they did want to move on from him, that probably wasn't the best approach, because it scared off a lot of teams and nobody made a move for Stephon Gilmore. Now, obviously, everybody knows that Stephon Gilmore is all-pro, probably the best corner in the league. Being that he's 30, 31 years old, he's still producing very well within the NFL and the defense of the Patriots. So that obviously was a squash. That didn't work out. He didn't get moved. He ended up staying with the Patriots. But one of them that really got me kind of like a head scratcher to me specifically was the Tennessee Titans ended up acquiring Desmond King, DB, from the LA Chargers, moving on from him for a 6th round pick. Now, that to me specifically was a head scratcher. I know Desmond King is a really good young talent as far as DB goes. I'm just really concerned like why the Arizona Cardinals maybe didn't try to offer something for Desmond King. I don't know. I'm not behind the scenes. I'm not, Steve Keim, obviously. But if it was me specifically, I would have done everything in my power to try to get Desmond King. Obviously, the situation that we're in right now with Byron Murphy, Kirkpatrick. To hear that Desmond King ended up getting traded for a 6th-round pick and the Arizona Cardinals weren't in play to get him, that's kind of concerning to me specifically. I mean, I would be on the phone with the LA Chargers and asking, hey, what do you want for him? Obviously, I feel like we have a good thing with Patrick Peterson, Byron Murphy when he is playing, and we just needed to get that opposite side of cornerback, and I feel like that would be a really good asset for the Arizona Cardinals moving forward, but it didn't end up happening. He ended up moving on to the Tennessee Titans, which honestly I have no beef. No problem with the Tennessee Titans. I really like them as an organization, but they ended up getting him for a 6th-round pick. Talk a little bit about like how worried I am about this DB group. Obviously, everybody knows that Patrick Peterson's contract will be ending this year. Now, there has not been talks. There's not been talks of any like contract extension for Patrick Peterson at this very moment, which is kind of concerning to me. Maybe we'll start talking to him maybe towards the later end of the season. Maybe in the offseason we can franchise tag him or something along those lines. But I feel like it's really, really important to start looking into the future and really figure out what we're going to do for this DB group, because if Patrick Peterson ends up leaving us, we're going to be in a world of hurt. Let me tell you that right now. I know there's a lot of people that's been giving a lot of criticism to Patrick Peterson. They're saying that he lost a step. He's not the same player. Obviously, it's going to happen. It happens to the best of all cornerbacks. There's no guy that's going to be from the beginning of his career to the end of his career playing at that same type of level. It just doesn't happen. We all get older. We're all a victim to father time. And honestly, I still think Patrick Peterson is living up to, his potential and what he can be doing on the field. So I still like Patrick Peterson personally. There are some times that I'm like really worried, like, out of frustration, you say some really silly things during games, but now looking in hindsight, I really do like Patrick Peterson. He gives the defense in all his 100% effort. So really like him, but we really need to start looking into the draft. Now, obviously, I would be like, let's get the #1 cornerback, out of the draft, which sounds awesome, sounds appealing, but let's think of it this way. If the Arizona Cardinals will be a playoff team, we're not going to be looking into picking in the draft until like later on in the draft. I'm talking about like the 26th pick, 24th pick, somewhere around that time frame and higher, really depending on how deep we get into the draft. But we really got to start considering who's going to be that DB, that young hungry DB that's going to be available out to make our secondary better, guys. So we really need to start thinking about all that different stuff. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about the signing of Jonathan Joseph. Are you guys excited about it? Are you guys not excited about it? Definitely put all that information on the comments below, guys. But yeah, that's all I got for this episode. Thank you so very much for watching, and I am out. Thank you.